Wide open spaces, big sky country, remote landscapes, roaming cattle, and random wildlife sprinkled around. This is what makes up the plains areas of Wyoming. Welcome back to Amazing Life. I'm David. My wife and I are traveling the Wyoming BDR and we'll be taking you through Section 4 this episode, heading primarily due east toward Alcova. So grab the popcorn, settle in for a scenic view of the middle of the state of Wyoming. Wyoming is the least populous state despite being the 10th largest by area. The arid, wide open spaces with dramatic temperature variances throughout the year are only a few of the reasons why particularly tough people love to call this land home.
We're about 30 miles into the trail from Atlantic City going south. There was a road grader just not that long ago, I guess, what, 10 miles ago, 15 miles ago maybe?
About 15.
Probably 15 miles ago that was, I believe, cleaning off a lot of the rutted areas that seem to be causing a lot of struggle for at least the motorcyclists. So if you're watching this video and you're wondering, it seems like they're doing their best to keep some of that at bay. Well, we're about 40 miles in, and so far the road has been really smooth. There are some ruts. I mean, we're going through some ruts right now, minor ruts. I could see that if it had just rained, it would be a mess. But, you know, as you can tell, right now, it's all nice hard pack. But it is definitely the type of material that if it rained, it would be just like that, huge, deep ruts, and it could be a long time getting out. So, especially for motorcyclists. So, anyway,
Looks like we're changing terrain.
very interesting. So now we're getting.
No, that's not it either.
Nope, gotta take the right one. This is like a little Grand Central Station here.
All right,
all sorts of different options.
Last choice, apparently. Is the
All right, now,
choice.
as I had just mentioned how easy, Cedar Rim, as I had just mentioned how easy the road has been and how smooth it's been, well, then it changes. So again, it's all hard, so it is easy for us. But if you're going through this in the wet, it could definitely get a little messy. So be prepared for that. The landscape is absolutely, how do you describe that? It looks like the moon out there.
It does. It looks a little bit like
Badlands?
Maybe Wyoming's version of the Badlands. It is so cool, but so different than anything else we've seen on the trail so far.
Yeah, for sure. It's been interesting. We have an iPad that has AT&T service, and then we've also got our phones are on Verizon. So far, we've had little, if any, Verizon coverage, but honestly, I mean, except for some of the extreme locations, we've had some AT&T service. I've been shocked.
Yeah, we're 48 miles into this, in the middle of nowhere, and we still have AT&T.
Yeah, one bar of LTE, and I actually used it, so it's like not one of those fake bars. That tends to happen on Verizon a lot, but it's actually a legitimate working bar. So,
Like much of Wyoming, this section is mostly flat plains punctuated by high shelves, like the Beaver Rim trail we are on now, which turned out to be an awesome view, all on 2-track. Due to Wyoming's very sparse rainfall of just under 13 inches per year, when it does rain, it can make a mess of things, because that dusty powder turns quickly to mud.
just shows it actually got here. Should go up there. Would you like me to go to the point? Or can you do it? Well, we just made it to the Beaver Rim overlook. Hopefully the audio, you can hear me. It's a little windy up here. It's beautiful in its own way. Very Badland looking, but take a look. So now we're going to head over to the Beaver Rim lookout, and we're about from the north side coming down, we're about 55 miles into the run, and so quite a bit longer to go. We'll probably end up camping somewhere on the trail, unless we can magically do about 90 miles in a couple of hours. So we're going to go to the overlook next.
We were a good 1,000 feet above the plains below as we followed the ridge around to where we ultimately dipped back down into the lower land.
So we passed the overlook not long ago, and now we're 64 miles in. Sun's getting a little low. What I think we're gonna do is ditch out and go toward Jefferson City? Jeffrey City, population 58. However, what it will do is allow us to skip over to Alcova by pavement. What my understanding is the rest of this, while it's beautiful, it's gonna be a lot more of the same. And so what we want to do is make sure that we spend as much time as we want in the mountains, and that's going to be on the next, next couple or three. And all the wildlife is coming out, and it is just so cool. We've seen deer, antelope, grouse, of course cows, plenty of cows, which all have their own attitude apparently, which is kind of funny. Horses. So yeah, it's been a nice little nature walk on that level. There's a lot of BLM land around here, and so we're now off on a little side road that should take us up closer to those mountains and see if we can find somewhere up against them that we could have a little protection from the wind. So So that's our goal. Right now we're in state land, and the state of Wyoming doesn't allow overnight camping in state land. So we've got to just get through that, and then we can get on over to the BLM, which is just right up ahead. I don't use Onyx a lot. I kind of use it as a backup, just kind of like I use Overlander and some of the other ones. Gaia is my primary, but the way Onyx shows the BLM with the green highlights on the roads really is kind of handy. So it kind of gives you a quicker view of what's usable and what's not. If we can go up through here and then camp right at that base, that might be nice.
Yeah. I like that. I like that idea.
Wow, look at that. Good morning. But we're getting a little bit earlier start this morning. You know, as we decided to kind of skip the last part of the rim section, so we can come down and go to Jeffrey City, and then kind of cut a few corners to save us a little bit of time, so that we can be starting session 3 a little sooner than we would have otherwise. And so my phone. Stand by. See, that's my alarm clock. Told you we were getting a little bit earlier start. So anyway, we're going to do the obvious. We're going to get some coffee first, and then we're going to get going and head out of here. This place, what a beautiful little find. It was just right off the main road. In fact, I can see the main gravel road way down there, but this is completely secluded. Even a fire ring sitting here, so obviously someone's used it for camping in the past. But we've enjoyed this morning here, and we'll continue to do so. So, I don't know. Let's get some coffee going, and then see what else lies in store. These local birds, they sound like they're like ocean birds, or coast birds. They don't sound like they should be in the middle of Wyoming. It's pretty neat. They definitely have a sound of their own, right? Doesn't that sound like a seagull? They're funny sounding birds for sure. If anybody happens to know like what kind of bird that is, post in the comments below. I'd love to know. Got a gray belly and looks like black or really dark wings. And he's very vocal. Well, another cool campsite. We're just now getting on the main ore road, I think is what it was.
I think that's what it was.
That takes us to Jackery City. It's neat having a route already planned for you rather than, you know, just having to discover, because you do know, even if things don't go exactly right or you got more miles that you really need to cover than you do, there's always a way to kind of hop back on and continue on. So big shout out to the BDR guys and ladies who have helped put this together, because it's really been, it's just a fantastic ride. So really enjoying it.
So I believe this is the place that they typically say it may or may not have fuel, so don't rely on it. However, this time it does actually have fuel. After fueling up in Jackery City, we headed east on 220 and came to Independence Rock. Independence Rock was a well-known landmark for travelers as they made their journey west in the middle 1800s. By reaching this landmark by July 4th, it indicated that they were on schedule for making it over the mountain passes before the first snowfalls. Imagine taking months to travel this landscape and doing it all in wagons. No guts, no glory. We just passed the official route that was gravel that came onto this 20-mile stretch of pavement that will take you from the gravel to Alcova, and then you'll go back onto dirt from there. And so we'll be to Alcova soon. All right, so I'm about to do a thing. As you know, if you watched episode, I believe it was the first or second episode of this series, I had a little bit of an incident with my Air 2S drone. Now, I discovered the reason for it is I've got a bad controller, and so I'll have to send that controller off. But as you can see, due to that crash controller, the crashed Air 2S, I have been flying the Mini 2 that Craig let me borrow. And so I'm about to replace the Air 2S with the Mavic 3. So here we go. Okay, so now I need to see comments about, can you tell the difference in the old footage versus what this guy's gonna do? So let me know in the comments. Okay, I'm a little excited. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little excited. I've been wanting the Mavic 3 since it came out. Couldn't really justify it because I had just had to buy the Air 2S because of an issue that I had in Moab. If you haven't seen that video, you need to check that one out. And so now we're all set, and I'm gonna let Holly drive because I have some work to do on the getting it registered and all that jazz. So, well, we made it back to Alcova from Casper after making our little purchase detour. So I'm pretty excited about the new drone. I'm excited to see what you guys think about it when we get some footage. So we're gonna come in here and get some fuel at the only gas station in Alcova. I'm really happy we actually went to Casper to resupply as well, so we've got more food and drinks and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because there's nothing here.
Because there's not a lot in Alcova, short of this little
General store.
General store. This is about it. So
And the tiny post office.
it's pretty funny. But from Beaver Rim Overlook, we actually jetted straight down on Ore Road down to Jeffries, and then came highway to here.
Good for you.
And so, because you know,
That spot was really bad 2 days ago. The mud.
yeah,
There was like I had guys I met going north and they said there was 25 bikes stuck out there, and they were
25
bikes. Yeah, they were trying to help each other out, get each other out of the mud, and I can see the remnants of.
Oh my gosh.
And then just outside of town here, the last section was real sugar sand, and it was tough on two wheels. I went down once, and luckily I was able to pick it up and get going again. But
yeah, we got in
spent for the day.
Oh, I bet, man. Sand and that kind of stuff just will wear you out.
Yep.
So
yep.
How has your trip? So I'm sorry, what's your name?
My name is Leon. I'm
Leon?
from Minnesota.
Minnesota. What? This.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is Verla.
Hi there.
You're solo.
Are they heading south too?
They're heading north. Good friend of ours, and I cannot believe.
We don't know what we're doing. We're supposed to be heading on to whatever our section you just came off of.
Okay, so you gotta go up and around the detour, right?
They shut the road.
The road's shut down, I guess.
Did they really?
Yeah.
So
So you go about 5 miles up here on Pathfinder Road and go south, and then you gotta work your way back. over.
Gotcha.
So it's all roads.
Good to know on that. Oh, is it really?
My timing was really good because there was a lot of guys stuck in the mud down
Yeah.
there. And the group I had met up, they were from Maine. I met up in Ten Sleep and spent the evening with them camping. They had held up down here for 2 days waiting for it to dry out to get through.
Yeah.
And they were able to get through, but like I said, they are the ones that reported back all the stuck bikes and the problems and stuff. So
Thanks so much for taking the time. I
yeah, no
appreciate
problem.
it. You buying snacks?
I was trying to buy steaks. I was fixing to cook a big meal for them on the campfire tonight.
Do they have any Smarties?
They have nothing. I have Smarties in case I run into you starving to death on the trail. You know, how many times does that happen? If it weren't for you, I wouldn't save him. Are you filming? Look at my hair. Huh?
Of course I'm filming. Well, as usual, with adventure, things tend to change, and so we are filling up. But now we're going to join Verla Price, who hopefully that came through on the video, and then Leon, who we also just spoke to. He's going to try to head to that same campground. So anyway, we're just going to head right down here. There is a road that's closed that has complicated some of the travels, and it's causing it to take a little bit longer than we really want to spend today. So I think what we may do is just do the campground tonight and then start section 3 first thing in the morning, and that'll kind of just make things easier for us. So little segue at the end of what I thought was the episode. We added this a little bit on just to kind of give you an idea that you got to be flexible with the BDR, because sometimes stuff happens and, you know, sections get closed or they get detoured or whatever. We discovered that once again our decision to skip a section ended in us missing some of the more difficult areas, at least for motorcycles. When we skipped out and headed to Jeffrey City, we inadvertently missed the 4 miles of sand that tends to slow people down through this section. We continued on following Verla and her group to the campground in Alcova to set up with them and hang out for the evening. This is for all the haters that question whether or not I even ride a motorcycle anymore. Gotta go down here to pay. And that's that. I didn't even crash. I don't feel like it's a full day. same drone that it used to be. He grew up. Man, that's some strong wind.
Yeah. May not be a good idea over the water.
Anyway, we're about to cut up some chicken and fix a red Thai curry. And it's gonna be a quick meal, but I think it's gonna be fun because I want to spend time chatting with them about their trail and their experiences and stuff along the way. We're actually cooking up 3 chicken breasts, which we obviously will not eat 3 chicken breasts. We're gonna take 1 chicken breast and put it back away so that we can make some chicken tacos probably tomorrow on the trail. Which is honestly about half of that.
I always have to have Vienna sausage on them. Vienna sausage,
almost threw it looking at it.
Remember when we were on the trail? I always ate that.
You always ate that stuff.
That's what I was hoping you weren't coming back from that grocery store with that thing.
So that's it for this episode. We're looking forward to starting section 3 tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. If you like the video, as always, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified of future videos. I think that's it. So as always,
Make life amazing.